Hi everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Boy, I tell you what, last time around, or a couple of times ago, we talked about the Chinese and their involvement in almost every country to try to grow some food for them. They don't have near enough, and of course we're doing quite a bit of that ourselves. But I see a big story in the Wall Street Journal about Russia. And listen to this. I can remember I was with the Secretary of Agriculture on a trip to the Soviet Union back in the late 80s. Maybe early 90s. I think it was around 87 or 88. We met with Gorbachev, and at that meeting he bought several million tons of wheat. When I made that announcement the next day on the air, our wheat market was up the limit for at least 2 days and then pretty strong the third day. You can all remember that. Folks, you were tuned in to me and other people around this country on a daily basis waiting for the announcement that the Russians were buying wheat. Why? Because our wheat market went up immediately when they did. And it paid off for many of you who paid attention. Why did they buy so much? Because they couldn't grow it. The primary reason was didn't have any inputs. Example, I can remember being there with a group of farmers from the United States on a tour shortly thereafter. We were out on one of their huge farms. We saw their junkyard, which they called their machinery shop. Unbelievable. How they ever got anything started was unbelievable. In fact, one of the farmers told our farmers that if he had a pair of pliers, it would be the best thing that could happen to him. Well, guess what happened? Our folks here, and I'm not knocking them at all, they need to look out for their business. I understand that, and my hat's off to them. But all the big companies here started selling farm equipment to them. And as I reported from there, I'll never forget, I told you I was driving by a piece of land that I could not even begin to see the other end of, or the width of it. Good black soil for as far as you could see in all directions. Must have been 2,000-3,000 acres in one field. But they had nobody or no machinery to work it. They do now, and guess what happened? Even though they had a little drought last year, they had an embargo on wheat. They took that embargo off in July. Now, Russia has halted their grain cargoes. Why? Because they've got a clog at the port. 2 months after they lifted their ban on grain exports, which gave us a little shot in the arm, by the way, Russia's railway authority banned further shipments due to the Black Sea port, their major port, backlogged of more than 3,500 rail cars, 40 trains. They usually handle 10 at a time. There's 40 backed up. The stoppage began a week or two ago. I don't know if it's worked out yet or not, but it goes to show you what can happen real quick. Things can change in our industry called agriculture, and it has here. They've got a lot of wheat to sell, but that jam tells me their infrastructure still isn't the best. They can't get rid of all that they could get rid of with their ports. We know their roads are sorry. They've probably been working on them since I've been there, but folks, infrastructure is mighty important. You can grow it, but you're going to have to get it somewhere too to take advantage of it. I think that's one of their problems yet, but they'll get that worked out. Never fear, friends. Just don't know how long it's going to take. Oh, by the way, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission reiterated that their CME group needs to add more compliance staff to oversee the commodity exchanges. That's right. Probably needs to be done because there's so much business there. They're not doing a good job of it. And so the Oversight Committee, taking a look at the Board of Trade, Chicago Board of Trade, and the Mercantile Exchange, they'll put some people to watch what's going on there a little closer, and I think they probably should. Hey, that's it for us at this hour. We'll be back for more. Stay tuned to the next Steckline Report.